So be ready for that. You need, first thing they will ask you is a passport picture, and there's a specific measurement, the GP, whatever it's called, the Monica transfer free, like the ones that you
JPEG.
transfer, JPEG, whatever that is. So picture me trying to do that and not having that ready. That meant that I didn't come here for nearly 3 years, because if you don't have that ready, by the time that you finally figure it out, the applications are already received, have already been received. You miss your chance. The season is closed. That's it. Wait another year.
Wait
for the
another
whole
year.
season. So you can check once the application is open, or I don't know if you can do that now beforehand, that it asks for a specific measurement. Passport picture, a regular picture of yourself, like a front face picture. Then, of course, your name, last name, address, who are the teachers that you practice. You must practice with an authorized teacher for at least a minimum 3 months. I think it's 3 months, yeah. And the dates, it will ask you for the dates that you practice with that teacher. You have to provide the name of the teacher, town and city, country, and what else am I missing? I think that's about it.
The months you're practicing.
And the months that you're practicing, which now is a lot easier because it provides you the information. It will tell you either January, February, or February, March, or just 1 month. Before, you had to figure it out on your own, and then you lose chance to,
You lose time.
like I did one time
Precious
too.
time.
I put the wrong date, and then it wouldn't take it. So, but now things are a little easier.
Yeah,
in a sense.
it's very stressful though. You have to be super fast. You could also have, if you have like a friend who's not applying for Mysore, you could get them also on a computer, and you both fill it out at the same time, and whoever's faster clicks submit first. And if that application doesn't go through, which is very possible that it doesn't go through, then your friend clicks submit. That's just like
But don't
a
do it
super
at the same
intense
time.
trick.
Or
Yeah, you
can
can't
ask
submit it
Monica.
twice. Or you
Is the faster girl?
you have to be super fast.
Don't do it at the same time, otherwise your application then also will get canceled. So you have to wait until you get that information. Oh, it didn't go through, or whatever that is. Then your friend immediately submits.
Right, so you can't submit twice. Okay, so you applied. Hopefully you're in. What are, like, really briefly, what are some, like, things that you need to have prepared in order to come to Mysore? Like, practical things.
The visa.
The visa.
First thing.
Visa.
As soon as you get that confirmation, get your visa ready. As soon as you get the visa ready, find your flight so it doesn't go up in price. But sometimes it's tricky. Go with the flows. Follow your instinct.
And make
Sometimes-
sure that your flight
don't
is
overstay your
within the time frame of your visa.
Do not overstay the visa. Is a mission and a half. I don't care whether you have European or American passports. It's not gonna work. They're very strict here, and then you have to come back to town, stay trapped for like a week, trying to resolve the situation, and then that can give you problems in the future too.
Right, and she's speaking from experience if you haven't caught on
Listen
already.
to the voice of experience. I'm glad I'm here.
Okay, all right. Vaccines, I think they're
Oh,
optional.
yeah.
I think as long as you have your basic vaccines, like
Cover, you don't need to.
even if you don't, I think you're okay. It depends on like how paranoid
Yeah.
you are about that. And yeah, that's it. Okay.
Sometimes it's tricky for us because if you do it, then you can get sick from them, and then you're coming here to practice and you're feeling all awkward and off and whatever. I didn't do them, but I have already like what's it called? The basic one, titus, whatever.
Yeah, hepatitis or something.
Yeah, a bunch of some things, but they have expiration of 10 years. If you're okay, you don't need to do it.
Yeah, or you can just go to your local like vaccine travel office.
Yeah. They will tell you
Those
to have
exist?
like everything.
And
like,
they'll go and they'll be like, you need all this or you're gonna die. And you're like, okay, I'll take that one and that one. You know, and
Yeah.
you just pick the ones you want. That's what I did for my first trip. Because my mom was like super paranoid. So I was like, okay, just to like relax this woman. I did it. But this time I didn't do it because I didn't feel like I needed to. Okay. So once you're here, what are some important practical things that you think people need to know?
well, before you get here, you have to get your house arrangement situation
Oh, we forgot that. Yes.
and your car
But
ride
if
from
not,
the
you
airport.
can do
to
it
the-
here.
You can
You
do
could.
it here, but it's a bit of a hassle because you usually, depending on what time you're arriving. So let's say you're arriving like at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Everybody's sleeping and you're in the middle of the street with the luggage, just like, where am I going now? And
You can
If it's
also
your
go
first
get a
time.
hotel. You don't have to be stuck on the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's your first time, but if it is your first time and you're in Mysore,
You get a hotel.
there's no little hotels
Yeah, you
around
go.
here.
So there's a Facebook group, Ashtanga Community in
Right.
Mysore,
That's
right?
the place to go.
And like there'll be like regular postings there for places to stay. So you can book a place through that Facebook group. Yeah.
In my case, my first time that I was here, I arrived to a hotel and then I went to Chivas to
Okay, you
find
can do that
a
too.
house.
Yeah.
He brought me to like 10 different houses and
Yeah.
then I found that good one and was super good
perfect.
experience
Shiva
in
is the
that
man
way.
to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shiva
Shiva.
exchanges your money, gets you a scooter, finds
Right.
you places if you need to.
Right. So those are things that you do when you get here. If you want to rent a scooter, you can go to Shiva. I'm sure there's other scooter rentals, but I don't know
Yeah.
about
And
them.
he leaves a few houses by the shala.
yeah.
It actually says
And
Shiva
there's a
house, but
sign
you
that
can
says
ask
Shiva House.
anybody.
Yeah. You can get a SIM card for your phone, but your phone needs to be unlocked.
Oh yeah, people were
You need
asking
to,
the
yeah.
Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi. So every like apartment has Wi-Fi,
Yes.
or a lot of cafes have Wi-Fi too. And I mean it's good enough to like browse the internet and like answer emails. I've been working the whole time I've been here, and it's been fine. It's a little bit slow when I have to like download and upload content, like videos and stuff. But for like regular day-to-day things like email and internet browsing, then it's totally fine. And people have asked, is it possible to do work while you're there? And it's totally possible. I mean, you have so much downtime. So let's get into a little bit like, what does your day-to-day life look like here? Like, what do you do from when you wake up to when you go
I
to sleep?
wake up,
Hmm?
I prepare my coffee,
Mhm.
I go to practice. After practice, I got breakfast. I go to chanting, then a philosophy class with chanting, and after that it's like lunch, and I prepare myself to sleep and relax to read,
Yeah.
and it's only that,
Yeah.
and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's really nice. I love the contrast of really deep, intense practice with against like a really simple daily life. Like our lives are so simple here, you know, like we don't have AC, like we may or may not have a washing machine, like our food is, well, Indian food isn't very simple. But like we scooter around or we walk around.
Yeah.
Like we don't have a lot of like things to do. We practice, we find our way to some coffee and some food. We may or may not take some extra classes in philosophy, and other than that, we're kind of just like
Drink
hanging
coconuts.
out, drinking coconuts, and like our lives are so simple here. And the greatest thing is that everybody else is kind of living in a similar life,
Yes.
so we're kind of on the same page
Yeah.
and supporting each other in that lifestyle. And I think it's the only way that we would be able to have such an intense practice is if we have this kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, when we
And
go back home, our lives get so complicated.
Yes,
And
and
our-
because all that you do, even though the food that you eat, it's because you practice, because you want to be good for
Right.
your practice.
Yeah.
You
So-
eat dinner
revolves
super
around the
early
practice.
so that you're digested by the time you practice. Exactly. Everything revolves around the practice. Yeah. Which is like such a luxury and such a privilege to have this opportunity.
Yeah.
Because I mean, most people don't have that. You know, they have to find a way to squeeze their practice in the middle of a super busy workday, which is this. It's kind of so. It's so nice to be able to like give yourself this time to just focus on the practice, so that we have that foundation and that like inspiration to take back with us when we are like surrounded by all of those busy things in our life,
Yes.
and trying to get it in between work and in between all of the other things we need to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So,
Don't use makeup for 1 month.
Yeah,
Use
she's going
every
natural with her hair.
Every day oil on
Yeah.
it. Yes, it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So that's a good point on what you said, because ideally that's what Sharath's been saying, not to overbook yourself with all extracurricular activities and things like that. Not to forget the purpose that you came to reserve your energy to do your practice, so that you're not the next day tired or sore or tender because you went to do some sort of massage or whatever it is. But at the same time, if you're worried, can I work while I'm there? You also, it's possible. I've seen people and you can still have that relaxation, do work. I've seen people having breakfast. It's so relaxing, the places where we have breakfast, everybody's there. I've seen people on the computers, they socialize, they talk, they do their work. and sometime in the afternoon, and still be able to participate into the Mysore life and do some work
As
simultaneously.
Yeah, I've been working my same amount that I work at home, and I've been fine. I've still had a lot of downtime and a lot of time to relax.
Right.
But yeah, for sure. But that being said, like, it's so special to be able to give yourself this month.
Yeah.
So, but like, knowing that it's a lot of work, it's really difficult to be able to like take that time off from work. So this is just part of the planning process, you know, planning to how are you going to get a month off from work? Like, how are you going to get all of your home life responsibilities in order so that you can leave for a month? And this is really hard. I mean, maybe you have kids, so that's another question that a lot of people have asked. Can you bring kids? And the answer is absolutely yes. So many people bring kids, and it's really beautiful to see because Sharath actually loves to see the kids in the shala. So he even gives parents a parents priority pass, which basically it's you can come practice at any time. So everybody else, he schedules you a time to practice. So it'll either be from 4 to, I mean, this month it's been until like, I don't know, 10 a.m.
I think so.
And then you come at that time. Well, really, you come an hour before the time that they give you, more or less. Then you wait in line, and you wait in a little group of people until he calls you one more, and then you go into the spot. But everybody gets a time schedule just except parents. Parents get a parent priority, which means they can come whenever they want to, and they skip the entire line, and they go straight into the shala to practice. You know, we're not off in the caves by ourselves practicing yoga. We're like in the world. We're having families, and he really wants to support that. So he's super supportive of parents and kids. So now we started practicing in the new shala.
In the new shala. And there's a second floor, there's an area designated for parents so they can bring their kids. So while they're practicing, the kids can be there and they can watch them, because sometimes parents when we used to have super early practice in the old shala, and then the parents had to figure out either to find a nanny or leave it with a relative that they brought with, or leave it with a friend or whatever that was. So now there's a second floor where the parents can be there with the kids, and the kids are like running around, the
While
parents
we're
are
practicing.
practicing, but they can still look down where we're practicing without kids.
Yeah. So totally
And do it all
possible
at
to
the same
come
time.
with kids.
For sure. And the beauty of it also, I think what helps for people who come here and do work or with kids is the simplicity of life again, which is the one luxury that we don't get to have back at home, like Monica was saying. So many responsibility, running around and all these things. Here is everything is easy, from like washing your clothes. Your landlord might provide somebody that can wash them for you, or anything. Just you work with cash. You don't have to be going to the bank. You don't have to be doing stuff. Whatever it is, it's always usually very easy and simple to work around. I went to the Chocolate Man one time. I went to buy some stuff for breakfast, and I realized I didn't have the money. He was like, okay, bring me tomorrow. That doesn't fly in the States. I had to get back in the car, drive back home, go get the money, come back, go to the supermarket. Well, things were probably already put back. So it's very simple.
Yeah, I love it.
You can meet with too many people from different places, and it's so nice. Everybody is so kind, so happy to be here, so friendly. I have new friends, yes, but also I have friends that I meet before.
In my
previous trip. In my previous trip.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what's your favorite dosa place?
Yes.
It's complicated.
No, I have it.
SPR.
Yes, SPR.
Really?
The ghee dosa is so good.
Nice.
Ghee dosa.
Ghee dosa.
I gotta try that. So there's I feel like that's a lot of what we do here. Is just like, what was the latest restaurant you went to that I need to try?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It's like all
true.
Indian, and like sometimes it's experimental.
Yeah.
Sometimes. No, I'm not gonna say that.
No.
Sometimes it
For
gives
me,
you
it's
diarrhea.
easy because I eat hot. But for you guys, it's
Yeah.
a little difficult.
Yeah. So